Welcome one and all to a Trainlover16 video! Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this. I'm filming this in the evening to be uploaded tomorrow afternoon, but you could be watching this in the morning. Well, whatever. Point is, greetings. And welcome to the follow-up to my Mr. Men VHS review. So, we've covered the Mr. Men, but what about their female counterparts? The Little Miss. I haven't had as much experience with the Little Miss as Mr. Men. But I've still watched a good number of the episodes. And I do remember watching the Little Miss 80s cartoons as a kid. But I always watched the Mr. Men ones a lot more, so I'm more nostalgic for Mr. Men than Little Miss, despite them being part of the same franchise, but I still enjoy them, and plus, Little Miss is the one with way more memes than... Little Miss is the one with way more memes than Mr. Men. Most of which came from the 20-minute YouTube poop challenge. So yeah, Little Miss first came around in 1981 in book form, 10 years after the Mr. Men, and then the Little Miss got their cartoon adaptation in 1983. So this is of the 1983 TV series. So, this is the sequel to my Mr. Men VHS review last month. So I hope you all enjoy this. Yeah, I don't really know what to say with these VHSs anymore, so here's the front cover. So we've got Little Miss Splendid, Little Miss Late, Little Miss Plump, Little Miss Helpful, Little Miss Tiny, Little Miss Bossy, and Little Miss Neat. Here's the spine, and here's the back. Released in 1984. 1 year after these aired on TV, and running time is 52 minutes. Okay, sit back, relax, go get some snacks and a drink if you like. This is going to be about just under an hour long. Okay, here's the tape. Here's the back. Right, in you go. And onto the tripod you go, camera. In you go. Come on, focus please, camera. Come on. Take this down. There we go. Long man video. Oh, bugger. Where's the remote? Oh, it's down there. Hang on. System menu. And, yeah, I knew it'd be like this. Yeah, these are very old tapes. As I said, this one's from 1984. Okay, so rewind. Actually, I'll rewind all the way to the very start because to give myself a bit of time to sort out the camera because it's not centralized. Here we go. love the intro to this. Yes, guys, I did have to put in that white splatter effect there. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Too good for Little Miss Splendid. She lived in a huge house surrounded by large gardens. She bathed in a gold bath and she dined at silver plates. Oh, she was splendid. At least...
Yes. A lot of my subscribers probably think I'm like this. In fact, the non-British subscribers probably think we're all like this.
Little Miss Splendid.
We all act like Little Miss Splendid.
She thought about nothing else.
Huge,
Good morning, man.
live in huge gardens, huge houses.
Good morning, man.
Have workers caring for you, bathing in golden baths, dining on huge tables and silver platters.
Not today, William. That day, while taking a stroll around her gardens,
Little Miss Splendid is basically the definitive Tory. She's definitely a Tory voter.
along came
She's rich.
out for a short walk. Good morning. Little Miss Splendid stuck her nose in the air even higher and walked past him as if he wasn't there.
What a common little man.
Definitely a Tory. But anyway, so in terms of animation, it's really not too different from the Little Miss cartoons. As per the Mr. Men cartoons. As per the Mr. Men cartoons, exactly the same art style as the books, except this time instead of like an orchestral flute, piano and triangle, clarinet, piano and triangle music. The Little Miss series uses 80s synthesizer music, which I kind of prefer. There's much higher variation in the music. There's much better variation in the music. Oh yeah, and there's also songs about some of the characters.
Arrived in town. She looked at herself in all the shop windows as she walked down the street.
Splendid, splendid. I must say, I do look absolutely splendid.
And then something caught her eye. There, in the middle of the window of the hat shop, was a hat. Not just a hat, but a hat.
Yeah, the synthesized music I kind of prefer. As I said, much bigger range, and I just love 80s synth music in general. And
You've ever seen marched.
And as I said, unlike the Mr. Men series, much more variation in the music.
And a sales lady hurried to her side.
Good morning, madam. Can I help you?
She's French.
I wish to try on the hat in the...
I know John Alderton was in this, but I don't actually know who voiced all of the Little Miss characters. I actually don't.
Bother to wrap.
Pauline Collins. Oh yeah, John Alderton and Pauline Collins. Yeah, that was it. That's it. I don't really think about Pauline Collins that much. I have no idea what else Pauline Collins has been in. I feel like I should know Pauline Collins from more British TV, but I just don't.
Taxi! Take me home.
Little Miss Splendid went to get in the taxi. But of course, she couldn't.
It
Her
has
new
to.
hat was much too large to fit through the taxi door.
Large.
You should purchase yourself a larger taxi. In the meantime, I shall have to walk.
Or place yourself, duck.
Duck. You gotta love how they also use how kids TV and how old kids TV often still used British slang words. You just gotta love that. That's using British slang like that is it is one of using slang words like that is one of the ways these older kid shows didn't talk down to their audience. Oh, all soaked. Yeah, that's her karma for being so arrogant and full of herself. That's her karma, I guess.
Oh, I say, what a splendid sight.
Splendid. Yeah, it's genuinely funny at times. Honestly, the Little Miss series is genuinely funnier than Mr. Men at times.
After a hot bath in her gold bath and after a boiled egg in her gold egg cup, eaten with a silver spoon, she felt much better. In fact, later on, she spent an extremely pleasant evening looking at... Well, now, what do you think she spent all evening?
Herself. Yep, she's so full of herself.
No, not a magazine. No, not television.
Yeah, I know, herself.
Herself.
Yes, of course.
In the mirror.
Oh, I do look splendid.
At least she's more tolerable than many other Little Miss with critical flaws. Oh yeah, you gotta love this song as well. Let's do it. So who's next? Little Miss hates. I just have to keep adding that white splatter effect. Yes.
One Friday evening, the telephone rang in Early Bird Cottage.
Early bird, except she's late.
Hi, Miss Light.
Hello! Hello! I'm Cockney.
Silly! I've been given some tickets for a disco tomorrow night. Now, would you like to come?
Oh, yeah, great. What a wonderful...
Great! Oh yeah, I'm a Cockney lady. I'm from the Spice Girls. I'm part of the Spice Girls.
Outside the disco.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
And she put the phone down. Saturday arrived, and Mr. Silly waited outside the disco. He waited, and waited, and waited some more. Poor Mr. Silly went home. Next day, Mr. Silly went to see Miss Late. After a while, she opened the door.
Hi, Mr. Silly. I thought we were going to meet outside the disco.
Oh dear. Late for this, late for that. Miss Lake was late for everything. For instance, last year, do you know when she celebrated Christmas Day? January the 25th.
Oh god,
One month late.
I just said
Hi, happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Sorry.
Zoe!
Do you know when she did the spring cleaning at Early Bird Cottage? In the summer. 3 months late.
Hi, happy Easter. Oh, sorry.
Zoe!
For instance, do you know when she went on a summer holiday last year? In winter.
Of course.
In December. In the snow. 6 months late.
Hi, wish you were here. Sorry.
decided that afternoon to go for a walk. As she came to Early Bird Cottage, she noticed Miss Late in her garden, up to her ears in long grass. She called over the fence to her.
Hello, what are you doing? I thought I'd cut the grass.
Miss Neat looked over the hedge.
I think that you should have thought about that months ago. I tell you what, let's go shopping together tomorrow.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm kind of a bit like Little Miss Late. I often procrastinate and don't end up getting things done until rather late. Like this VHS review, I meant to film this earlier, but I just couldn't be asked until now.
And she was waiting for Miss Late.
So yeah, I'm a bit like her,
She waited
but that's mainly due to procrastination.
and waited some more. Mr. Topsy-Turvy walked past, backwards of course. Afternoon good. Finally, Miss Late arrived.
Hi, a bit late, I'm afraid.
Right.
A bit late. It's 6 o'clock and all the shops are shut. Sorry.
Somewhere.
It happened all the time.
Oh dear, what to
It
do?
happened when Miss Late decided to take a job. Her first job was in a bank, but the trouble was, by the time she arrived for work,
Hi.
the bank had closed.
Sorry.
And that was the end of her first job. Her second job was working as a waitress in a restaurant. Mr. Greedy was in for lunch, and he glanced at the menu. Yes, I'll have, everything.
Of course you will, you fat bastard.
He was still waiting to be served at 7 o'clock that evening. So he went home,
Sorry.
and that was the end of her second job. Her third job was working as a secretary for Mr. Uppity.
Secretary.
I'd like these letters typed before I go home this evening.
Mr.
It was
Downity.
4 o'clock in the morning when Miss Late said,
Honey.
yes, you certainly have.
Sorry.
So
And
weird.
that was the end of her third job.
So weird.
But now, at last, Miss Late has managed to find herself the perfect job. Now she works for Mr. Lazy, cleaning his house and cooking his meals. And Little Miss Late, being Little Miss Late, is always late for work. So she doesn't arrive for work in the morning. She arrives as Mr. Lazy gets up. Good afternoon, Miss.
You lazy bastard. Why are you so lethargic?
And Mr. Lazy, being Mr. Lazy, doesn't have breakfast in the morning like you or I do. He has breakfast in the evening.
Great.
So you see, it all works very well. Very well indeed.
Mr. Lacey. Breakfast.
Lazy twat.
She's Plump.
Okay, we've already seen this song. Let's move on to the next intro. Oh, it's Little Miss Plump now. Excuse me.
Little Miss Plump certainly was.
What's that?
Plump.
To this day, I still have no idea what Little Miss Plump says at the very start. I don't have a clue.
One lovely summer morning, she arrived home from an early morning walk. Feeling rather hungry, she went into a kitchen
3.
Maybe 3. Guess how many sausages Miss Plump had for breakfast? 66.
I could have 66 sausages for breakfast.
Sausages, which is difficult to say.
No, it isn't.
66 succulent, sizzling sausages. It's not that hard for me to say.
Sizzling sausages.
Oh, you love it, don't
More
you?
difficult to eat.
No, it isn't.
Exactly.
Cut the last sausage on a plate in 2 and popped one half in her mouth.
That was nice. Now what's that?
Oh, more
Now, if you had toast for breakfast,
toasted sausage sandwiches.
slices would we have? 1, 2, maybe 3. Guess how many slices of toast Miss Plump had for breakfast?
That's like the tubby toast maker, just keeps out firing out toast
60
non-stop.
slices of tempting toast. And marmalade.
That was nice.
That was
Just
noise.
as Miss Plump was licking the last crumb of the 23rd slice of toast from her lips, there was a knock at the door of Cherry Cake Cottage. It was the postman.
Morning, Mr. Stamp.
Oh, good morning, Miss Plump. I got a letter for you.
Got a letter for you, love.
Tell you what, you I'm gonna have one.
Oh, well, thank you. I'd love one. One indeed. Just look at the size of Miss Plump's teapot.
Shan't be long. Kettle's just boiled.
Kettle's just
Look at
boiled,
Mr. Stamp.
love.
Oh, yes, just one lump, Miss Plump, thank you. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love a good cup of tea.
So
Cup of
do
tea.
I should have 2 or 3 for morning when I make that cream.
It's turned out a lovely day, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's a nice cup
Tea
of tea,
does
that.
so myself.
Well, thank you for the tea. I must be on my way.
Oh yeah, I'll be on
get
my
up
way
and see
now.
myself out.
Bye-bye, Mr. Stamp.
Good boy.
After Miss Plump had said goodbye to the postman, she poured herself another cup of tea. Another after the 11 other cups she'd had
11,
already.
Jesus.
And then she opened the letter. It was from Mr. Greedy. Dear Miss Plump, next Wednesday is my birthday. Please come to tea at 4 o'clock. And it was signed, Mr. Greedy.
Oh, lovely. I shall look forward to that.
Wednesday was a fine sunny day.
I think I wear my new hat.
You what?
Oh, dear. Oh, that's better.
It's not, her reflection isn't synced up with her mouth movements.
Tell you what, Miss Plump set off in her car to drive to Mr. Greedy's.
Oh, I must get a bigger car.
Yes.
But before she set off, she put something on the back seat of her
What are you doing?
barge.
What are you doing in there, Miss Plump? You take up the whole car. You're practically sitting on the present. Well, no wonder it broke down if you're so heavy. MP1, Miss Plump 1.
At 4 o'clock precisely, Miss Plump pulled up in front of Mr. Greedy's roly-poly sort of a house.
Hello, Mr. Greedy.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Plump.
Happy birthday, Mr. Greedy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, have fun.
Do come in, the tea's all ready. Oh, it's so nice to see you again. And what is this?
It's your birthday present.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Yes, she should.
And he started pulling off the wrapping paper.
It's not those noises Mr. Greedy makes. Hilarious.
See.
I only put one candle on it because I didn't know how old you were.
The way he laughs is... Oh! I don't know what to compare it to. It's just hilarious.
I have a confession to make.
Oh.
This isn't the only cake I baked today. The first one was so delicious, I had it for breakfast.
Yeah, the way he laughs is
Quite
just...
understand.
And the second one looked so lovely, I couldn't help myself. I ate it for lunch.
And the third, I presume, Miss Plump, is is for tea. Would you care to join me?
Oh, yes!
These two definitely should get married. They're perfect for each other, like Mr. Small and Little Miss Tiny. Why hasn't anyone written any fan fictions about the compatible Mr. Men and Little Misses? You know, the ones with similar personalities. Why hasn't anyone written any fan fictions about them getting married? Because they're perfect for each other, especially Mr. Greedy and Little Miss Plump. Right, here, the next one. I'm very sad. Oh, Little Miss Helpful, This episode actually kind of scared, like, 3-year-old me. And I'll explain why. And I'll explain why when we get to the appropriate parts. I love the way she. I love the way she speaks like a female army officer.
Isn't the easiest thing in the world. That you can imagine.
I say, let me help.
Said Little Miss.
Yeah, I love the way she speaks.
Stood looking down at his shoelaces, but somehow she.
Oh, and this was it.
Mr. Tall's shoes together.
Yeah, the way Mr. Tall, the way Mr. Tall shouts like that unnerved us,
Let me help.
2-year-old me. I'm sure you can understand why. Yeah, the way he shouted like that unnerved 2-year-old me, and I'm sure you can understand why.
It was helpful, puffed and struggled. And then,
Just a minute.
she had an idea.
Don't go away. Be back soon.
And off she went to find the wizard. Well, he wasn't home. But looking for
This wasn't in the original book. In the original story, he put a Little Miss Helpful put a plaster on Mr. Tall's mouth and then ripped it off, causing him to shout even louder. And then after suggesting putting some cream on his sore mouth, Mr. Tall shouted for Little Miss Helpful to go away.
Mr. Tall suddenly shrank in front of her eyes.
It worked. It worked. I say, the spells worked.
Mr. Tall found it easy to get to his feet again.
I wonder why they changed it to this.
Make me tall again, please, squeaked Mr. Tall. But as she was trying to remember the other half of the spell, who should come along but Mr. Small?
Mr. Small, meet Mr. Tall.
I think they've heard of each other. They have met, but because Mr. Small was a prominent character in Mr. Tall's story.
Hang on a sec, what was it? Tall be small and small be tall. No. Hold on. Okay, chaps. Tall be small and all be all. No. Hold on a sec, one moment. Small be tall and... No. Small be tall when I call small.
Yes, well, now you know what I mean about people like Miss Helpful.
And then they fell asleep. Yes.
Mr. Happy.
Yeah, but why was the original book changed? Like, why do they feel the need to change it?
Oh dear,
Mr. Happy's unwell and he goes against his name.
Mr. Happy's face fell.
Mr. Happy's face fell. Oh, so he's not that
And
happy.
get lots of rest. And take this medicine 3 times a day.
Oh
The
dear.
doctor left the cottage and Mr. Happy settled down to sleep. He'd just fallen asleep when there was a loud knock at his front door. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, groaned Mr. Happy, and staggered off to open the door.
Hello there. I've come to help.
Oh, but look,
But nothing.
Miss Helpful looked round the cottage.
How did Miss Helpful know Mr. Happy was sick and so offered to help? How did she know?
Poked her head round his bedroom door.
I say, got a scrubbing brush?
You sent him off to bed. You send him off to bed. Why are you immediately disturbing him?
Downstairs, little Miss Helpful stepped back to admire the kitchen floor she'd just scrubbed and on the soap.
Well, at least she tries. That's all I can say.
And because she couldn't see where she was going, she walked into a saucepan, which fell.
And at least Little Miss Helpful keeps her exact same personality she has in
stepped into one of the saucepans and got it stuck. And because she had to hop, she fell out the refrigerator door.
in the 2008 Mr. Men show, but you know how it's A for effort, I guess, with Little Miss Helpful.
Happy awoke with a jump at the terrible commotion. He groaned, got out of bed, and went to the kitchen and opened the doors.
Always pots are going.
He couldn't believe his eyes. There in the middle of a pile of broken eggs, and the scrubbing brush, and loads of dirt, and a lot of water, spilt milk, squashed butter, and a piece of soap, sat Little Miss Helpful, with a bucket in her head, and a saucepan on her foot.
Help!
Oh, you need help, do
I
you?
can't see what I'm doing anymore.
Mr. Happy seized the bucket and pulled as
You
hard as ever he could.
Little Miss Helpful needing. Oh, the irony.
The bucket came off the top of Little Miss Helpful's head like a cork out of a bottle, and Mr. Happy shot backwards like a bullet from a gun. He went flying through the kitchen door. He shot across the garden and straight through his garden hedge. He rolled down the hill field behind his garden, faster.
Rolled, more like shot down, he's not rolling.
He finished up in the lake.
Oh dear.
With a bucket on his head. And a little figure with a saucepan on one foot came half running, half hopping out of Mr. Happy's house and down
When
the lake.
you've made Mr. Happy unhappy, you know you fucked up. Big time. When you make Mr. Happy unhappy, you know you fucked up big time. Oh, Little Miss Tiny, this one's unquestionably the cutest one. I don't care if you guys think that joke is getting old now. I just have to keep doing that. I'm sorry. I don't care if you think it's old, if you think the joke is old now. I still think it's funny, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
She was so very tiny, she didn't live in a house. Do you know where she did live? In a mouse hole. In the dining room of home farm. She made the mouse hole quite comfortable, really. And luckily, there weren't any mice. Because Ginger, the big farm cat, had chased them all away. The trouble was, because she was so tiny, nobody knew she lived there. Nobody noticed her, not even the farmer and his wife. So there she lived, all alone. She was rather lonely, rather sad.
Oh, and I love how Gillian gave Little Miss Tiny a Scottish accent.
Out of the mouse hole she came. She crept across the dining room, and then she pushed the door open.
Wait, no.
And crept into the hall.
Wait, no, not Gillian, Pauline. I'm sorry. I love how Pauline gave Little Miss Tiny a Scottish accent. Don't know how she came up with that, but it just somehow works.
Herself through it, onto the doorstep. It was all very exciting. There before her was the vast expanse of the farmyard. So she set out to explore it.
Why is she never come? Oh, well, I understand why. She's just too nervous.
She came upon a hole.
She felt brave today.
Suddenly,
Morning, Governor.
What's about?
Oh, it's fucking serious, it's a monster.
Little Miss
No,
Tiny
it's
was
not.
terrified. She ran across the farmyard to hide, and she came to a door with a gap at the bottom and ducked in.
If it was a monster, he wouldn't have said good morning. He would have immediately tried to eat
And
you.
if you were as small as Little Miss Tiny, a large pig looked very large indeed. Miss Tiny looked at the pig, and the pig looked at Miss Tiny. He grunted and moved closer to inspect this little person who'd entered
Do it
his
to
sty. Miss Tiny shot out of the pigsty as fast as her little legs would carry her, which wasn't very fast because her legs were so very little. She stopped to catch her breath.
Uh-oh.
When she recovered her breath, she climbed up on a large stone to see if the pig had followed.
Except it's not a stone, it's a snail shell.
Thank goodness for that.
But suddenly, the stone began to move.
Jacqueline, please, what's happening now?
Fierce piece moved right along the bus base. But it was only a harmless old snail. Little Miss Tiny jumped down and ran across the
Oh, I know you're small, but do you have to be such a pussy, Little Miss Tiny?
She heard a noise. A very
Oh no. Now I understand. Okay, I understand why you'd be scared of that. That noise. I understand that Ginger is may want to eat you. Your mum.
She hardly dared take her hands away from her eyes, but when she did, she wished she hadn't. What do you think it was? There, right in front of her, looking at her with green eyes, Ginger, the farm cat. Oh, poor little Miss Tiny. Ginger grinned, showing his teeth.
He was definitely planning to eat her.
Little Miss Tiny shouted at the top of her voice. The trouble was, the top of Little Miss Tiny's voice.
Oh no, something like right out of Nightmare.
Ginger grinned another grin. Every day, Mr. Strong went to Home Farm to buy some eggs. He liked pigs, lots of them.
Of course he
On that
does.
particular day, he was walking home across the farmyard when he heard a very tiny squeak. What was that? There it was again. It was coming from round the corner. He looked round the corner and he saw that Ginger had trapped poor little Miss Tiny. So, come on now, go away, cat. Mr. Strong picked up little Miss Tiny very gently. Hello. Who are you?
Oh wait.
Yes, well, you are, aren't you? Well, if I was as tiny as you,
Yeah,
I wouldn't go wandering
Miss.
around large farmyards.
Yeah. And I like how Roger Hargreaves chose Mr. Strong to be in this story alongside Little Miss Tiny, because you know, someone as strong as Mr. Strong compared to Little Miss Tiny. You know, Mr. Strong acting like a gentle giant to her. It's adorable.
Tiny, who told her so many jokes that she just couldn't stop laughing all day. And then a couple of days ago, he took her to see Mr. Greedy, who told her
Mr. Fat Ass. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on, Mr. Fat Ass. What? What just happened? The tape slowed right down and then suddenly stopped. It's like just like something out of like a cartoon or something. What? This was just some. This is like something right out of a cartoon. It's slowing right down, then stopping. What's happened? What's happened? Why won't it go any further? I'm so sorry, guys. I've never encountered this problem before. Is the tape, Has the tape got mangled? No, it doesn't look like it. What's going on? What? I'm sorry, what? It's stuck? What the hell? What the hell is this? It's no good. It won't go any further.
Toast, 2 slices, cornflakes, 1.
What? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Hang on, I'm gonna put my Thomas and the Magic Railroad VHS in quickly. I just hope it hasn't. Just to check it hasn't broken. This hasn't broken my VHS player. Okay, it seems okay. Yeah, it seems okay. When I watched it through earlier, it was able to get past this point. It doesn't want to go beyond this point. Look at Mr. Greeny's mouth! I don't know how to get around this. I'm sorry. What do I do now? Do I end the review now? Do I try to fix the tape? try it one more time. Stupid thing. Right, guess I'll have to end the review here then. So, despite the shit quality of the tape, overall, I enjoyed what I could do. I enjoyed what I could review. I enjoyed what I could talk about. And I'm gonna keep the blooper in because I just think it's funny. I just think it's a funny. I'm gonna keep that blooper in because it's just funny. It's hilarious. I've never had this problem before, and I like how it's how cartoonish that was. That was hilarious. Even when I was watching through this, I didn't have that problem. This is the very first time I've ever had that problem. I'm sorry, I just have to keep it in as part of the review. It's hilarious. But despite that, I still think this is a good purchase. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Mr. Men and Little Miss, I'd say definitely get this tape. But, just make sure you buy an actually good quality tape. Not this shit one that doesn't work. Not this shit one that doesn't work anymore for some reason. Beyond that part in the Mr. Greedy part in Little Miss Tiny. Yeah, get a copy of this that's actually decent, not yeah, get a copy of this that's actually decent, not one that doesn't work anymore like this. But anyway, thank you for watching this video, despite it not quite going to plan. I do apologise, but I still enjoyed what I was able to review. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the blooper at the end hilarious, because I did. It wasn't ideal, but I certainly found it hilarious. Please like, comment, share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to me, Trainlover16, if you haven't already, to stay tuned for my upcoming content. And I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye, everyone.